guys, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here, and today we are going to be talking about What If episodes 3 and 4. Basically, not of those episodes, but we'll be talking about the future of those episodes. So we're doing two episodes today because episode 4 is going to be pretty easy, but episode 3 itself is going to be very interesting. So episode 3, basically what happens is, spoilers, Hank Pym becomes Yellow Jacket and kills off the original Avengers. So we're going to be looking at what the timeline may look like from there on. So we do know that Captain America's still alive, and Captain Marvel, and Nick Fury. And that's about it. So we're going to go through the MCU after the events of all of Phase 1 minus the Avengers and say what movies won't happen. So I do apologize, I am going to look at basically the lineup from here. But yeah, we're going to just talk about like which movies wouldn't happen and then which movies would drastically change. And then what may happen instead of certain movies being canceled. So, the movies that would not happen would be Iron Man 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier would play differently. We would still have Guardians of the Galaxy. Age of Ultron would not happen. Ant-Man would not happen. Civil War would not happen. Doctor Strange would still happen. Possibly. We'll talk about that in a minute. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 would still happen. Spider-Man Homecoming would be drastically different. Thor Ragnarok would not happen or be drastically different. Black Panther could possibly still happen. Just a little difference on it. Infinity War would probably happen sooner, but be drastically different. Ant-Man the Wasp would not happen. Captain Marvel already has happened. Endgame would play out drastically different if it were to happen. And Far From Home might not be as different as we would think. So, why I'm saying the Avengers movies, well, Age of Ultron would not happen due to the fact that Tony Stark built Ultron. And the only other person that I could think that might have been able to build Ultron is officially in prison, being Hank Pym. Iron Man 3 would probably not happen, but would probably play out different, being Extremis becoming more mainstream. Next would be Thor the Dark World, which would not play out without Thor. However, we might still have the Dark Elves trying to come back and take the Ether, and Jane getting that Ether just with nobody to defend her, and the Dark Elves would be successful, which could possibly end the timeline there. Next would be Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Again, Hydra would easily take over, and the Winter Soldier would not have anybody to bring him back. Avengers Age of Ultron, we already stated. Civil War would not happen due to the fact that all the major players are basically deceased, and on top of that, Hydra would have taken over by now and they would have went underground. Doctor Strange, why I say it might change is because Winter Soldier, they do mention that Doctor Strange is on a hit list. So if Hydra were to take over, Doctor Strange may be dead by this time. If not, he could possibly still have his movie play out the same. Spider-Man Homecoming, we'd still have Peter Parker, but he would not have the Stark Tech suit. Thor Ragnarok wouldn't play out, completely be gone without Thor. Hela could take over easily. Again, another Armageddon catastrophe. Black Panther, we said, would not very much be affected. It might be possible that his father didn't die, or T'Chaka didn't die, just due to the fact for Sokovia not happening. Infinity War, I feel like Thanos would probably come earlier, because Loki taking over, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Loki taking over, though, would kind of be a slight against Thanos, so Thanos would have to fight out Loki. And then, of course, like I said, Endgame would play out completely different because we don't have most of the surviving members at the end of Infinity War to save the day. And then Far From Home, obviously Tony Stark will have been dead for 14 years by this point, so yeah. Alright, so let's talk about the immediate changes to the timeline. So this would be more of Avengers 1, would be having basically the three heroes that we talked about being Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Nick Fury trying to take back the world from Loki. Most likely they would probably be successful, especially with how powerful Carol is. However, they would have to face so much more threats that everybody else kind of threw their hat in at in the proper timeline. So basically, maybe Carol Danvers has to go against the Extremis thing. And I did just realize Captain America's still alive. So Winter Soldier would happen, but not Civil War. I'm sorry. I do apologize on that. Don't dislike the video if you were thinking I was getting confused. It's just because we don't see Captain America in it, so it's easy to get confused on that. But yeah, and who knows, maybe they would use the Hydra database that they found, or that they found in Winter Soldier to recruit more Avengers, thus making a stronger team. Maybe the first coup against Loki would lose, and then it would take another attempt with maybe Doctor Strange, or the Ancient One, I guess it would be at that point, or just, I guess, trying to get Wenwu, or something like that, somebody that has some sort of power that they could try to use, maybe even like a Suicide Squad-y sort of thing, with Abomination, and probably factor in Brainiac, or not Brainiac, I'm sorry, the Leader. I get Brainiac and the Leader confused all the time. And possibly some other characters that are either villains or not well known enough at the time to help defeat Loki. And then after that would have to probably immediately face off against Thanos. But yeah, so now let's talk about episode 4, because this will literally be one sentence. The universe has ended. So there's no afterthought on that. So everything that takes place after Doctor Strange does not happen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you, we're all superheroes on the inside.